The Information Asset Register is our newest development and replaces the old inventory. If you have previously created some assets on the ISG, these will automatically migrate over to the new Asset Register, so you can start using the template straight away. The Asset Register is designed to help your organisation manage and store assets in one place. The Asset Register allows you to record detailed information about your assets, upload any documents related to the asset for reference, and also receive approval from the information asset owner that the information is correct. When you link an asset to a DPIA or data sharing summary, the relevant information for the asset will automatically be pulled through, ensuring accuracy and consistency throughout. On the first page of the Asset Register, you will see a list of assets that your organisation is involved in. On this page, you will see the details for each asset, including the asset name, the name of the IAO, which organisation created the asset, and if it has been reviewed by the IAO. The layout of the Asset Register page is in keeping with our DPIA and data sharing pages, with the search box at the top of the list and the button with the 3 dots that allows you to customise the columns or export your Asset Register to Excel. You can also view any archived assets by clicking the Include Archived box here. To open an asset, click the icon in the Action column next to the asset that you would like to view. You can archive an asset by clicking the Bin icon in the Tools column. Lastly, to create a new asset, click the Add Asset button. You will be prompted to provide a name for your asset, then click Create to open your new asset. At the top of the page for each asset, you will see the name, the asset ID, and the status of the asset. There is also a transaction log that opens a list of edits that have been made to the asset and by which user. The Asset tab is where you will enter all the details related to the asset, and the information that you enter here will influence what is pulled through to a DPIA or sharing agreement when you link the asset. The Asset tab is split into 3 sections: the Data Asset Detail, Data or Information, and Supplier Information. You can complete as much or as little as you feel necessary within this tab. Some of the questions on this page are dynamic, so you may find additional questions appear when you answer one of the key questions. This is usually to give you an opportunity to add more details. For each of the questions in the Asset tab, you can assign a task, a risk, or upload a supporting document. To assign a task, click the flag icon next to the question that the task is related to. Then, assign the task to one of your asset's contributors. Set a review date and enter a description. Click Assign Task when you are ready, and an email notification will be sent and an in-tray item will appear for the contributor. You can keep track of all tasks in the Tasks tab. To add a risk, click the warning triangle next to the question you would like the risk to apply to. Fill in the information in the pop-up box, then click Assign Risk. Now when we go to the Risk Assessment tab, you will see your manually added risk here. To upload a document from within this tab, click the paperclip icon next to the question you would like the document to be attached to. From here, you can either click Browse or drag and drop your document into the highlighted area. Once you have included all of your documents, click Add Documents. Any documents that are uploaded this way will be available in the Documents tab for your contributors to access. And finally on this page, question 1.10 is where you can highlight the IAO. Any contributor you have added in the Contacts page that has either the Information Asset Owner or Information Asset Administrator role will be displayed here. To highlight the IAO, click the checkbox next to the name of the IAO. Their name will then be displayed in the asset list beside this asset. As you work through the Asset tab, you can save your work at any time by clicking the Save button at the bottom of the screen. The next tab along in your asset is the Contacts tab. Here is where you will add any other organisations involved and any individual users and contributors. Here is where you will add any key users, such as the Information Asset Owner or Information Asset Administrator. To add an organisation, you can either use the Quick Add option here, which will display a list of organisations that you regularly share with. If the organisation that you wish to add is on this list, you can simply select it, then click Add Organisation to add them to your asset. If the organisation you are looking for does not appear in this list, you can use the Lookup button to search the ISG by organisation name or ICO number. If an organisation is registered on the ISG, they will show in the first set of results. Just click Select to add them. If an organisation is not registered on the ISG, you can still add them using the second list, which is the ICO register results. If you add an organisation this way and they register on the ISG in the future, they will automatically have access to the asset upon registration. If you are certain that the organisation is not registered on the ISG or with the ICO, you can manually add the organisation at the bottom here. The organisation we are looking for this example is listed in the ISG results, so we will just click Select next to it. Once an organisation has been added, you can view their details by double-clicking their assurance badge. To add or view any comments relating to an organisation, click the speech bubble in the Comments column. Lastly, to remove an organisation, click the bin icon next to the organisation that you need to remove. Once you have added your organisations to your asset, you can now add individual users as contributors, and these users will be listed below. To add a contributor, click Add Contributor, and a list of users from the added organisations will be shown. From here you can select which users you wish to add, then click OK. The contributor will then receive an email notification to let them know that they have been added to the asset as a contributor. You can view or add any comments for each contributor using the speech bubble in the Comments column. To remove a contributor from your asset, just click the bin icon next to the user that you wish to remove. It is is not necessary to add all users from an authoring organisation as contributors to your asset if they will not be involved in the sign-off process. At default, all users from the authoring organisation have access to view and edit most of the information in the asset. For a full breakdown of permissions for the asset register, please see the article Asset Register Matrix, which is linked below this video. Any question-linked tasks that you have created while in the Asset tab will be stored within the Tasks tab. Here is where you will manage and keep track of all tasks related to this asset. You can also assign new tasks directly from within this tab by clicking Add Task. Fill in the information in the pop-up box, then click Assign Task. When you assign a task, the contributor selected will receive an email notification and an item will appear in their in tray like this one. To action the task, click the review button next to the item in your in tray and you'll be taken directly through to the Tasks tab in the relevant asset. All tasks assigned to you will be marked with the flag icon. Click on the pencil icon to view the details of the task. Here you can also enter comments if you wish, but you can close this pop-up and come back to it at any time. Once you are ready to mark the task as complete, click the Save and Close Task button. You can keep track of all your tasks with the status bar at the top of the tab. This will turn green once all outstanding tasks have been completed. The next tab along in your asset is the Risk Assessment tab. Here is where any question-related risks that you added in the Asset tab will be displayed. You can also add additional risks here if needed. To add a risk, click the Add Risk button. Enter the risk information into the relevant fields, then click Save. To edit a risk, click the pencil icon in the Tools column. Make any changes that you need, then click Save. And to delete a risk, click the bin icon. The Additional Documents section of the asset is where you can view and manage your uploaded documents. Any documents that you have already added in the Asset tab will be stored here. To add an additional document, click Browse to locate the files that you would like to upload, or you can drag and drop the files directly into the highlighted area. When you are happy with your selected documents, click Upload. Most file types can be uploaded here, but files are limited to 5 MB. Users with access to the asset can now download a copy of the document by clicking the Download button next to the file. To delete any additional documents, click the bin icon. The last page of the asset is the Approval tab. Here is where you can request approval of your asset from one or more of your contributors. To set your review date, click the calendar icon in the Review Date field and select the appropriate date. The system will use this date to send reminders to review your asset 1 month, 1 week, and 1 day before the asset expires. Next, to send your asset for approval, click Request Approval and a list of contributors will be displayed. Select the users you wish to send the approval request to, set a review date if you wish, then click OK. These users will now receive an email notification requesting them to review the asset, and an item will appear in their in tray like this one. From here, the user can click Review and they will be taken straight through to the asset that they have been asked to review. Once they are ready to accept or reject the asset, the approver will click Review next to their name. Enter their comments into the comments box, then click either Accept or Reject. Once a contributor has reviewed an asset, the requesting user will receive an email notification to let them know. The notification will include any comments that the contributor has made. If a user rejects an asset, their request will be highlighted red and the status will show Rejected. Here you can click on the Comments button to view any comments that have been made by the contributor. If you wish to request a re-review, click the flag icon next to the status. You can then add your own message, select a review date, and then click Request Re-Review. Once the user has approved the asset, their name will turn green and the status will change to Approved. You can cancel an approval request at any time by clicking the Cancel Approval button. To finalise your approval, click the Finalise button. This will archive your approval requests and create a log of the approval in the approval history. You can view the details of the approvals by clicking on the arrow to expand. Once your approval has been finalised, your asset will become editable again. When the time comes to review your asset, firstly you will need to click Finalise if you've not already done so. Then you can make any changes to the asset if needed and set a new review date. You will then send the asset for approval again by clicking Request Approval. You can go through this review process as often as needed throughout the life of your asset. These are all the features that are now available in the new Asset Register. If you have any feedback or questions about this development, please feel free to contact the ISG team on isg@nbhci.nhs.uk.